What's up, everybody? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. You know the phrase, what do you bring to the table, that's now popular? What people don't know that it came off of my channel, the old channel, way back in 2014-15. Um, and it was based on the video I did about the black woman's education and how she was like touting, I'm the most educated and all the black men are in jail. And I disproved that they chose good Afro men, especially since the majority of, this fact that there were more Afro men with a bachelor's degree than those that were in all jails or prison systems, right? Yet the prison system dudes was the one they were choosing to create most of the babies. But people forgot the last part of that. I said, take your money, degree, and sex off the table. What do you bring to the table? And then somebody shortened it. Then some people blew up with it. And the message got lost because as my channels were being taken down, people were listening to other people that were taking pieces off of my channel out of context. And then they missed the whole context of the question. If you take money, sex, and all the rest of that stuff off the table, what do black women actually bring to an Afro man that has his stuff together? Well, surprisingly, what they do bring is all negative assets. And we are going to look at that right now. Some of the negative assets that they bring cannot be overcome. It just can't be overcome. And this is the thing that is lost on most black women. And we'll get into that in a minute. And we're not talking about the financial things, but we're talking about something more important than that. So stick with me on this wild ride as we look at what black women actually bring to a man that got his SH together. And then you will see why black American women seeking Afro men in their current condition, black American women in their current condition, seeking Afro men, you will see why they can't compete with foreign women. They can't compete with the men who have passports, the women that they are finding. They can't compete with them. So the black American woman in her current condition cannot even compete with them. So let's go on this ride. First, let me greet everybody. Hawarden Hardu Gudag, Ola Oi to the Bay, Vasislos, Bonjour, Mizmi, Kedabawani Kwanichiwa, Nihani Ama, Sani Bonani, Jambo Habaragani, Assalamu alaikum, and Shalom. This is why brothers are getting passports and we're saving ourselves. All right, so let's roll on into this. All right, real quick, before we get into this, let me remind you, let's get those thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and share this. Brothers, share this video, okay? Now, if you'd like to support me and my channel and what we do in the community, my Cash App and PayPal me will be in the description box, along with my email and TikTok channel, all right? Remember, before you donate to anyone, you take care of yourself and family first, all right? That's what you do. We have to be a good stewards over our own finances. And beware of those around you, because some of them, some people, some dudes coming in like brothers, they're only there to rob you and steal from you. All right? So be careful out there as well. All right? So let's start breaking this down. Okay. So the first set of references is going to be this Mongol Millennium, www.mongolmillennium.com. All right, what to know about money. All right, and a lot of people are not understanding this. And for brothers, we better pay attention to this. The first issue here is the role models of the BAW and where they think they are as far as financial stability and their worth. Remember, their worth and what they think it is grossly overinflated. Let me say this again. It is grossly overinflated to the point where so many dating coaches, so many simps, so many pimps, the preacher had gassed the modern day black woman up so much that they have no worth. They literally have no worth as a result of their attitude, their big-headedness, and the fact that they cannot be corrected, right? But these are some things that we're going to go through that Afro men have realized. And brothers need to wake up because the simps are the biggest influence on the BAW and social media. They can go to their Instagram, they can go to all these things and get affirmations about their jacked up behavior because the simps will look at them like this and think they got a chance to hit, so they tell them anything they want to hear except for the truth of who they really are. So let's look into the truth of who they really are and what they bring to the Afro men and why the Afro men have decided, you know what, it's best to spend that money on getting a passport and a plane ticket and jetting out, even if it's for temporary satisfaction to come back, go to work, and then leave again. This is why the Dominican Republic is so popular. Don't need a passport, or do you? But it's close. Proximity. All right? Puerto Rico as well. All right? So, here we go. Let's look at the real truth of who they are. All right, so according to that data, while African Americans account for just 14% of the population, right? They bolster over 1.2 trillion in spending power. And we know that this is primarily coming from the black woman and her minions, the people she is raising in her house, right? And I say her house is because she threw the man out to get the government handouts. All right? And so with all this spending, wait till you see where most of it goes to. I want y'all to understand this. So read that paragraph, but I'm going to skip down to this. The Black Travel Movement. That's what they're calling the Passport Brothers. See, the Black Travel Movement has increased in 2018 to 63 billion from 48 billion in 2010. Well, what's the significance? The black woman, the white man, and everyone else had always been traveling. The Afro man stayed at home, worked, stayed at home, played basketball, tried to stay in the hood. The black woman was having their hot girl summers, going to all the Kappa beach party. This beach party being run through by everybody in every country. Brothers got tired around 2014 when Frustrated in Brazil came out. Brothers was already tired. But then the passport movement started to take off. And you have brothers like myself, Charles Tyler, and other brothers. Once I start traveling to Brazil, start putting brothers on game on how to get your passport, travel, the best times to go. And the more we started to analyze who the black woman really is to us, not to the white man, but to us, the more we started to realize that we, the Afro men, needed to do something different. We've been loyal for too long, and why be loyal to somebody that says that you're not? Why be loyal to somebody that lie on you and says you're that you are what you are not, that you are what evidence shows you're not? Oh, you're not, they ain't no good fathers. but the evidence shows you that the Afro man is the most involved when he's allowed to be by the black woman, that the black woman is the one dragging him through the child support court system to try to fleece him of everything he gets out of vitriolic revenge and vengefulness or greed. This is who they are. We start realizing that, and bam, the passports went up and the travel industry went up. But see, the other thing they're not talking about is a lot of brothers, they are staying where they went to. A lot of them that are venture capitalists that was making their money online, they said, no, we're going to stay in these places where we're appreciated and not lied on. Okay, so they went into that. But here's another significant thing. The single mother, regardless of race, has virtually no wealth to draw upon, right? Further dimming the prospects, the next generation of married women have over 20,000 more in wealth. The black women have no children, typically single black women, college degree, $11,000 in debt. Married black women in their 30s, $20,000 in debt. A black woman with a mere $11,000 in wealth, which is the lowest in all groups in that age when you look at older single black women. Stark contrast to the median wealth amongst the white women with a bachelor's degree. I want you to understand that the black woman with a college degree, a bachelor's degree, she is $11,000 in debt. If she is married and in her 30s, it is $20,000 in debt. And for those of you who didn't believe me, I had to screenshot this. And the reason why I screenshot this particular one is because everyone has been given the black woman the platform to lie on the Afro man. So that's what she brings to us. Remember I said she brings a lot to the table and it's not all negative? Let's start with this first. They go on all these shows, they lie, they do not take accountability for anything, all right? And then, with their degrees, which they tout, they are no good to the Afro man. They're only good to the Caucasian man because he's the only one making money off of them. And how does he do it? They go work and build up his business, build wealth into his businesses and corporations, while at the same time simultaneously still paying the Caucasian man for the piece of paper that they got. So he's making double the money on them. And what they are going to give to the Afro man is debt, vitriol, and they're not going to work to build with the Afro man. They're not going to bring and combine their money with him where he could do something with it. No, they bring in a fight. Their money is their money, and his money is their money. Brother says that's not a good deal. We out. All right? So, let's get to the next factor. Brothers, remember I said I was going to talk about the spending? Well, here it is right here. African Americans, and by African Americans, and see, this is the thing. No one singles them out for the stuff that only they are doing. All right? It should read, the black women have cornered the ethnic hair beauty market. This isn't African Americans. This is the black woman. All right? Ringing up $54 million a year of the $63 million total industry spent in 2017. And they do this year after year. Nothing has changed. This level of spending accounts for 85.65% of the market. Basically 86%. More than 85% in said student loan debt was a major source of stress. And 1 in 3 said such debt is the biggest stress in their lives. But hey, they got that piece of paper. Right? Now, I want you to understand this. Forbes says that the black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in the U.S. However, obtaining adequate startup capital remains a hurdle. Many of said businesses have trouble staying financially afloat or churning real profits. So they got all these businesses, they're not making any money. They're not running them right, right? I'm going to be my own boss and it will fix everything approach is a lot harder than it seems, especially if they're single black women. For women of color, right, average revenue dropped from $84,000 in 2007 to $66,000 in 2018. While for the non-minority businesses, revenues rose from $181,000 to $212,000. Now, understand the judo that they're doing here, the flips, right? They're saying minority to give black women cover because we know that the Asian markets are doing booming business. They're the ones they're giving all those millions to in the hair market, in the beauty market. And they're minorities. So why are they trying to cover for what's really going on? Ask yourself that. So, well, do they bring any net worth to the table? No. Single black women without a bachelor's degree, ages 20 to 39, the optimal time if you're going to date one, has a net worth of $0. Brothers, that's the one we should be working with right there. The one without the degree, that know how to do a little something, that has the net worth of $0 and a good attitude and seeking men for leadership. If it's not them, leave them the F alone. Single black women without a bachelor's degree, ages 40 to 59, have a net worth of just $1,000 to $2,000. Single black women without a bachelor's degree, ages 60 plus, have a net worth of just $12,000. Single black woman with a bachelor's degree, ages 20 to 39, has a net worth of minus $11,000 to $0. That's the worst category that you could choose in the dating market. Why? Because they come with that attitude, and that degree done filled their head up to make them think that they're worth more than this is saying that they're worth. Single black woman with a bachelor's degree, ages 40 to 59, have a net range of just $6,000 to $9.5 thousand. All right, single black women with a bachelor's degree, age 60 plus, have a net worth of just $11,000. All right, so we're going to eliminate the last two groups because brothers that got their SH together, no matter how old we are, we ain't checking for them. This is another reason why brothers are leaving and going to other countries to find a viable woman to be with. All right, because they're not bringing youth to the table. They're not bringing the ability to grow a family to the table. All right. Or they're bringing their debt to the table along with a bad attitude and thinking that they're going to run you and that what's yours is theirs and what's theirs is theirs. No, this is not a good deal at all for us. All right, now, here's the other thing. Women's earnings differ, and this is coming from NCRC. These will be in the description box. All right. So you could go look at these articles because this one is in depth. It has a lot of depth to it. I want you to read this. All right, they break everything down, right? When we talk about this pay group, there was something that was bothering me. I always looked at these things, and when they try to, 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 when Everyone else, they compare the man to the woman. Oh, the man is making this much more than a Chinese, than a Asian woman. The Hispanic man is making this much more than a Hispanic woman. But when they get to black woman, I was always wondering why they were trying to compare what they're making to what the white man is getting. When you look at Goldman Sachs, when they look at why they were going to give black women only billions of dollars, and understand this, they were only going to give to black women because the gender disparity that they were looking at was between white men and black women. That they wanted the black women to be up where the white men was. And I was like, wow, that's curious. Everything, y'all go look at it for yourself. When they talk about how they want to get increase black women's income because of the gender disparity, they're not comparing her to the Afro man. They're comparing her to the white man, and they're trying to get her up there to get what the white man is getting. But why aren't they trying to do that for both the Afro man and the black woman? Especially when you look at this. You look at all of these, and this is why I put them first and then separated the paragraph. It says that the gender gap disappears among African Americans. Both the African American men and African American women make about $42,000 over a 52-week period. In other words, the only race of people, the only group of people that don't have a gender pay gap is the Afro man and the black woman. Oh, but there's another effed up thing about this. All right, and I want y'all to pay attention to this. The effed up thing about this is the African Americans, who in many categories have the greatest gender economic equality, but have the greatest gender wealth disparity, through those still having little wealth compared to whites. Single black men's median wealth is $10,000 compared to the single black woman's median wealth, which is only $1,700. Our median wealth is almost 10 times better than the black woman's. Ask yourself, why is this? Why is this? And then go back and look at the beginning when I talked about the hair care and all of this stuff, right? It's that the black woman don't save, she spends. She spends out of control. The reason why that median wealth of the Afro man is not much better is that we give a lot of our money to the black woman through the child support system, this, that, and the other. And since she don't want to build with us and want to have hot girl summer instead, all these frivolous things black women take and do with their money because they only think about themselves, and they think about themselves in the day. They will go out on hot girl summer, which is the other reason that dudes are leaving them alone. Their role models tell them to go out on hot girl summer, not bring anything of value to the Afro man, right? And don't have finances together, this, that, and the other, to use his stuff, go get run through, and then when you turn 40 and 50, that's when you go to him and say, we're going to give you this used up has-been stuff, a bad attitude, and a bunch of debt. And in return, we want you to stop traveling and getting all these foreign women. Because we should be the same. You are our men. We don't belong to the black woman, just like the black woman belongs to the system. When we say SYSBM, oh, we mean it, brothers. All right? Because at the end of the day, when you really look at it, the only thing these women are good for now is, you know what? And why is this? Because they bring nothing of value to a man that's trying to build something. So they get to be introduced to, yes, that's right, the wall. And they can hit this wall with the simps, the pimps, and all the rest of the people that gassed them up and told them they didn't need no man, right? Who made them think that because they had a degree, they didn't need no man, and who made them think that they could spend up all their wealth and make themselves less attractive, having less to give. That was in the positive category. No, they did all that, and now they got to pay for it. Now it's welcome to the wall. It's over. This is why they can't compete with the foreign women. Foreign women don't bring all this baggage. And now they have the wall to deal with. And it has hit them hard.